Star Citizen is the most ambitious video game ever attempted. Imagine a universe that combines the freedom of exploration, the thrill of combat, and the unique challenge of building a life in space. In a seamless galaxy of breathtaking scale without loading screens or transitions, Star Citizen puts ultimate control in the hands of the player. Whether you're making your way as a cargo hauler, joining a mercenary crew as a marine or starfighter pilot, exploring the vastness of space in search of new routes and wonders, or scraping out a living outside the law, in Star Citizen, you'll navigate through a mixture of procedurally generated and handcrafted worlds where you can interact with a variety of characters, all with potentially tens of thousands of other players on the same server. That is the essence of what developer Chris Roberts and Cloud Imperium Games are attempting to create with Star Citizen. The Star Citizen project is broken down into two separate games developed in tandem. The first is Squadron 42, a single-player FPS space adventure with a heavy emphasis on story and cinematic gameplay, featuring motion-captured performances from A-list actors such as Mark Hamill, Gillian Anderson, Gary Oldman, Henry Cavill, Mark Strong, Liam Cunningham, and more. Squadron 42 is intended to be a standalone action-adventure experience set in the Star Citizen universe. As of this video, Squadron 42 has reached a feature-complete state and is undergoing final polish in anticipation of release, potentially in 2026. This video will not focus on Squadron 42. I've added a link in the description to a video deep dive into that game. Instead, we'll look at the second game, the one most thought of as Star Citizen, the Persistent Universe, or MMO portion of the game. Both games share a code base, so tech systems, ships, and locations created for one game can be integrated into the other, allowing the developer to efficiently build out both games simultaneously. Nicknamed the PU, it's available to play now in its current development state to all Star Citizen backers. Once you've downloaded the game, you'll create your character using a deeply robust character creator based on real-life facial scans and an array of customization options. There are websites dedicated to hosting community-created faces you can download if you'd rather explore a larger variety of pre-made options. After choosing your home port, you'll be placed in-game and ready to bend the universe to your will, as Cave Johnson would say. You'll find no shortage of jaw-dropping locations in the verse. Let's start with a few that really define the tone of this game. Lorville, the corporate headquarters of Hurston Dynamics on the planet Hurston, stands as a grim testament to industrial might and corporate dominance. Envision a cityscape, where towering structures of brutalist architecture cast long shadows over a landscape scarred by centuries of strip mining. The oppressive atmosphere is accentuated by the ever-present security forces patrolling the streets, reminding everyone of the corporate grip on the city. Amidst the haze of pollution and the hum of heavy machinery, Lorville remains a hub of industrial manufacturing and commerce. The city's ecosystem lies in ruins, a casualty of relentless exploitation. Yet, in the midst of this bleak environment, opportunities for the bold and the cunning abound. If you can navigate the harsh conditions and keep your wits about you, you'll find that Lorville has its own brand of hidden prospects, especially for those handy with a blaster and willing to undertake the more discreet tasks offered by Hurston Dynamics. Located on the planet ArcCorp, Area 18 is a bustling urban landscape that never sleeps. Imagine a neon-soaked sprawl reminiscent of a cyberpunk dystopia, where towering skyscrapers and sprawling megamalls dominate the skyline. The constant hum of hover vehicles and the glow of holographic advertisements create an atmosphere of perpetual motion. Amidst this chaos, Area 18 thrives as a center of trade and commerce, drawing in traders, mercenaries, and thrill-seekers from across the verse. The local law enforcement keeps a watchful eye, but the true pulse of Area 18 lies in its underground markets and back-alley dealings. It's a place where opportunities and dangers walk hand in hand, and where a savvy individual can make a fortune, or lose everything. Nestled on the frigid planet of the same name, Microtech is a gleaming beacon of advanced technology and corporate ambition. The city of New Babbage stands out amidst the icy wilderness, a stunning example of sleek, modern architecture and innovative design. Towering skyscrapers with glass facades reflect the brilliance of artificial lights, while state-of-the-art public transit systems weave through the metropolis like arteries of progress. The pristine, snow-covered landscape outside the city offers a stark contrast to the bustling activity within. Microtech is renowned for its cutting-edge technology and research, attracting scientists, engineers, and entrepreneurs from across the verse. The corporate headquarters dominate the skyline, but beneath the surface, a world of underground dealings and high-stakes corporate espionage thrives. It's a place where innovation and opportunity are matched by competition and intrigue, and where those with the right skills and connections can carve out a path to success or fall victim to the relentless drive for technological supremacy. Crusader, a gas giant with a breathable atmosphere, is home to Orison, a city that floats high above the planet's swirling clouds, epitomizing serenity and elegance. Imagine a series of interconnected platforms and lush gardens suspended in the atmosphere where pastel hues of the sky blend seamlessly with the sleek, aerodynamic architecture. Orison is a haven of tranquility and beauty, with its boulevards lined with flowering cherry trees and its marketplaces filled with artisanal crafts. However, beneath its peaceful exterior lies a bustling center of ship manufacturing for Crusader Industries, the entity that owns the planet, known for producing some of the finest ships in the verse. The floating city offers breathtaking vistas of the planet's cloudscape, but it's not all peaceful. The lofty heights also attract those looking to exploit the city's wealth, making security a constant concern. Opportunities abound for those willing to traverse its idyllic pathways, whether you're a trader looking to make a deal, or a mercenary hired to protect the floating paradise from threats drifting in from the vast expanse of space. Pyro, a system infamous for its lawlessness and volatility, stands in stark contrast to the more regulated regions of the verse. Even the star itself seems hostile, with microbursts wreaking havoc on ships and electrical systems planned for a future update. The three massive abandoned stations serve as the primary hubs of activity, floating ominously amidst the wreckage of countless skirmishes. Their battered patchwork appearance a testament to the survivalist spirit of its inhabitants. Imagine a place where the infrastructure is barely holding together, with makeshift repairs and salvaged components creating a distinctly rugged and dangerous atmosphere. The system's planets vary from inhospitable, conflict-scarred wastelands to surprisingly bucolic worlds teeming with life. Pyro is a haven for outlaws, pirates, and those seeking to escape the prying eyes of civilization. Gangs and factions vie for control, each enforcing their own brutal code of conduct. For those brave, or foolish, enough to venture into Pyro, the system offers untapped opportunities in the black market, mercenary work, and salvage operations. It's a place where alliances are as fleeting as the next firefight, and survival often hinges on being the toughest or the most cunning. Choosing a home port in Star Citizen is the first step that shapes your experience in the verse, but it's not a permanent decision and can be changed with each major patch. Your home port is where your permanent storage facility and dedicated hangar resides, offering a secure place for your belongings, ships, and resources. Remember, your home port is just the starting point. You're free to go anywhere and do anything in the verse, enjoying the flexibility to explore different cultures, economies, and dangers at your own pace. There are numerous space stations, outposts, and rest stops along the way to relax and recharge. This ensures that your journey through the stars remains uniquely yours. From there, what you choose to do is completely up to you. You see, Star Citizen isn't like a traditional RPG or MMO. There are no hard character classes and no limitations on your in-game roles or abilities. There's also an emphasis on non-combat gameplay options for people who would rather avoid combat altogether and make a living through more peaceful means. The lack of defined character archetypes means that you have complete freedom to explore what the game has to offer. It's a true sandbox in that regard. If you're finding this breakdown useful, consider giving it a like or subscribing. It helps others discover the video and it lets me know this kind of content is worth making. And if you decide to step into the verse yourself, my referral code link is in the description. You'll start with an extra 50,000 credits, enough to gear up with armor and weapons and hit the ground running. Star Citizen offers a vast and immersive sandbox experience that caters to solo players, providing them with an endless array of activities and adventures. The depth of the game's mechanics ensures that even when playing alone, you can enjoy a fulfilling and engaging experience. However, while Star Citizen offers a compelling solo experience, its true potential is unlocked through multiplayer interactions. The game's sandbox nature allows for unparalleled freedom and creativity, but it is the collaborative efforts, shared stories, and dynamic player relationships that bring the verse to life. Whether you're coordinating a massive fleet operation, embarking on a daring rescue mission, or simply enjoying the company of friends as you explore the stars, Star Citizen's multiplayer elements ensure that your journey is both memorable and impactful. The game's design encourages cooperation and collaboration, making the verse feel alive and dynamic. When you team up with other players, the scope of your adventures expands exponentially. You can form crews to operate larger ships, take on more challenging missions, and tackle high-stakes objectives that would be difficult or impossible to achieve solo. Working together, you can coordinate roles and strategies, making for a richer and more rewarding gameplay experience. The camaraderie and shared triumphs that come from multiplayer interactions add a unique layer of enjoyment to the game.
I say the best bet is we don't kill him and we just sneak onto them.
Good. Dead!
H2's back, run, Lemon!
Yeah, get some distance! Move!
I almost feel bad for him. They're just gone.
I was watching two guys running the cargo operation, and then the bomb just fell out of nowhere. I was like, what is that? Little piece of scrap or something?
Those people are just meat now. I don't even... dust.
Whoa! Look at the rocks that's just
So cool. Is he bombing the surrounding area?
No, it looks like it's just on... Wait. No, yeah, that one was not on target. That one was to the right.
Run!
We should get more distance.
Oh God, love it! Or one more! Alright, this is plenty.
We're gonna have to come.
What happened?
H2 bomb hit us. We get enough credits?
Oh yeah.
In addition to cooperative gameplay, Star Citizen aims to feature a robust player-driven economy with crafting and player trading. Those features are still under development as of this video. Engaging with other players in trade, negotiation, and even conflict creates a living, breathing universe that evolves based on player actions. Organizations and factions play a significant role in the game, allowing players to join forces and pursue common goals. These groups can range from mercenary bands and trade syndicates to exploration guilds and pirate crews, each offering a distinct community and playstyle. The social interactions and alliances formed in Star Citizen enrich the overall experience, making every decision and encounter more meaningful. Future planned systems include player-based building with usable structures similar to Star Wars Galaxies. Completely customizable by players, this is a highly anticipated upcoming feature. To get started with your Star Citizen journey, you can access mission contracts available on your personal risk communicator, referred to as your Moby Glass, and pick an activity that appeals to you. As you'll see, many of the choices are interdependent and work together to simulate a living economy and universe. For combat pilots, mercenary missions offer the chance to perform guided patrol sweeps of lawless areas, eliminating pirates or protecting ships under attack. In ship-based combat, your skill is determined by your proficiency in flying and aiming. Star Citizen truly embodies a combined arms experience featuring intense FPS combat on planets, in cities, at large-scale facilities, and within bunkers. The game strives to be controller agnostic, allowing players to use a keyboard and mouse, a hands-on throttle and stick, or two joysticks, one for each hand working in tandem. What you choose to use is personal preference and based on your budget. There's no I win button regarding controls. Some of the best pilots use keyboard and mouse, while others have cockpit setups for immersion. Practice adequately, and you're unlikely to lose to better equipment, just a better pilot. Ships in Star Citizen come with diverse roles and capabilities, encouraging players to team up for higher difficulty missions or crew multiplayer ships together. If your current ship isn't meeting your needs or it's simply time for a change, new ships can be acquired using in-game currency or specific in-game quests and collections. In-game credits can also be used to upgrade components on your ship, significantly enhancing its performance. Additionally, you have the option to rent new ships, allowing you to use them for progression without committing to a full purchase. Continuing along the combat path, perhaps you have a sense of justice and get the itch to try your hand at bounty hunting. Using your ship to hunt down and eliminate or capture the criminal elements of the galaxy, you'll earn a reputation. After proving yourself through a series of bounty missions, you can unlock the right to hunt other human players who have broken the law and obtained a crime stat rating. This is reminiscent of the thrilling Jedi vs. Bounty Hunter gameplay from Star Wars Galaxies, one of the most memorable and exciting experiences in that game. Future updates to the bounty system promise even more enhancements, including security office locations to deposit captured bounties in stasis pods, and additional features to enrich the gameplay. Exploration gameplay is an in-development feature as of this video. However, for the wondrous at heart, Star Citizen is full of enormous planets and moons with intriguing features, derelict settlements, vast cave networks, and hidden wonders. Places you can visit just because it's there. An explorer pushes on because of the subtleties, the details. They continue because they discover something they imagine no one has ever noticed before. Something they've fallen in love with. Derelict ships lurk silently to be explored and salvaged. bringing peace to the next of kin as part of a mission contract. There are contracts to locate missing explorers who set out and were never seen again. Perhaps you'd like to be a detective solving mysteries in abandoned space stations. With a strong imagination, you can fill in the details of their stories and add that experience to your own. In the same play session, you could switch gears and decide to mine valuable minerals in a specialized mining ship. Mining in Star Citizen isn't just point and click, it's one of the deepest and most rewarding professions in the game. You can start small, with a multi-tool and some patience, or you can go big with a prospector, or bring a full crew aboard the Argo Mole. There's a ship for every scale and a path for every playstyle, but cracking rocks takes more than firepower. You've got to scan, pick the right targets, and carefully manage your ship's power and heat as you fracture each chunk. Push too hard, and the rock explodes. Go too soft and you waste your time. Then comes the refinery game. Do you sell the ore raw, or process it yourself? Each method has different yields, costs, and timelines, and if you're chasing efficiency, those margins matter. The best miners know how to turn every decision into profit, and when you're boosting a hold full of volatile quantanium back to the station before it goes critical, it feels less like a job and more like your own personal Kessel Run. Of course, goods don't flow through space on their own, and cargo hauling, colloquially known as being a space trucker, is immensely popular as well. All cargo is physicalized, taking up actual space in the game world and in your ship. Much like your favorite cat, if it fits, it ships. The addition of persistent hangar spaces where players can permanently stash goods has completely transformed the cargo game. This allows savvy players to play the market, buying low, selling high, and creating their own interstellar logistical empires. Additionally, supply missions introduce player contracts to ferry goods from place to place within a specific time frame, further expanding options for participating in interstellar commerce without the high barrier of entry that comes with buying your own cargo to offload for profit. The ships capable of moving cargo are as varied as the goods they carry. They range from starter ships with small cargo holds to fully dedicated haulers capable of transporting massive quantities, and many, many ships in between. Goods aren't limited to refined, stable materials. There are also illicit items that will attract the attention of law enforcement, and in the future, dangerous cargo that could be hazardous if mishandled. Space hauling isn't primarily a combat-focused activity, but where there's interstellar commerce, there's piracy. For captains with a touch of moral flexibility, the physicalized nature of cargo serves as a reminder that the strong take what they want and the weak are left to pick up the pieces. Star systems such as Pyro are hives of scum and villainy with little to no actual security presence. Entire gangs are dedicated to the life of a space pirate, operating with a dedicated command hierarchy and their own code. Players can join these factions and progress through the ranks via the reputation system. This brings us full circle to the mercenary pilots for hire, allowing players to negotiate with each other for dedicated patrol escorts and protection from those who would be pirates. Potentially unnecessary in the more secure parts of the verse, there are certain routes where it could be wise to convoy up, even if it means sharing a portion of the profits. You made it off the planet and queued up your jump drive to the destination, but if you think you're safe in quantum space, think again. The Mantis, the Scorpius Antares, and the Guardian QI are specialized ships that can create a quantum interdiction field that pulls other ships out of quantum travel. These interdiction fields are tools used by bounty hunters, pirates, and law enforcement to capture and detain unsuspecting ships. It's a threat that looms over all players, whether you're upholding the law or skirting its edges. If you're good enough, you might just get away with it. But what happens when you don't? Star Citizen features a rudimentary law system that includes a prison system for players caught breaking the law. In a game that grants players complete agency, there must be a risk-reward balance for those who choose to be the black hat space cowboy. In Star Citizen, these actions have consequences. Should you be captured or killed by security forces, you'll wake up in a space prison deep underground on an inhospitable moon. Depending on the severity of your crimes, your sentence can range from a few minutes to over an entire real day. This time can be reduced by completing missions within the prison or by hand mining minerals. Once your sentence is served, your record is expunged and you are free to leave. However, not everyone can be rehabilitated once they've turned to a life of crime. For the unrepentant, there is the option to attempt a daring escape. If you can find the correct route to the surface with a limited air supply and perhaps with the help of the right friends, you might make it off the planet, but beware, escaping will put a bounty on your head, alerting player bounty hunters to your location while in monitored space. Better watch your back. Salvage operations add a layer of depth to the game, allowing players to scour the verse for wrecked ships and abandoned stations. With dedicated salvage ships, you can extract valuable components and materials from derelict vessels, turning forgotten remnants into profitable resources. Due to the persistent nature of items in the verse, salvage is an essential tool to clean up derelict ships that congregate in high traffic areas. This activity can be pursued solo, but teaming up with others can greatly enhance efficiency and yield, especially when dealing with larger wrecks. The medical system in Star Citizen is another vital aspect that enriches gameplay. Players can take on the role of a medic, providing critical support during missions and emergencies. With advanced medical ships and static hospital facilities, you can heal injured players, perform life-saving procedures, and ensure your crew remains operational. Multiplayer interactions are particularly rewarding here, as coordinating with teammates to provide medical aid during intense battles or dangerous expeditions adds a layer of strategy and camaraderie. Further updates to the medical system are expected in the future to flesh out the profession. Refueling is yet another crucial system that underscores the importance of logistics in the verse. Specialized refueling ships enable players to supply fuel to other vessels, ensuring long-range missions and extended explorations can continue without interruption. This role is essential for supporting larger fleets and facilitating deep space operations, highlighting the interconnected nature of player activities in Star Citizen. In the future, refueling will be a major consideration as larger star systems are added. Additionally, Star Citizen aims to offer roles in repair and engineering, where players can use specialized ships and tools to fix damaged vessels and equipment. This system ensures that even in the aftermath of fierce battles or hazardous travels, players can restore their ships to peak condition. Repair gameplay is currently in development. Engineering gameplay includes managing components, rerouting power throughout the ship, as well as firefighting should the situation get out of hand. As of this video, engineering is right over the horizon and will be the next major system added to Star Citizen. The emergence of engineering adds incredible depth to multiplayer ships, allowing non-combat players to have meaningful roles in the verse. One of the most significant technological hurdles overcome in the development of Star Citizen is the implementation of server meshing. Server meshing divides the vast game universe into manageable segments, each handled by different servers. This means that as players travel through the verse, they transition smoothly between these segments without noticeable loading screens or interruptions. Server meshing not only enhances performance by distributing the load across multiple servers, but also allows for a highly detailed and interactive environment. This breakthrough has been pivotal in realizing the vision of a dynamic, living universe where player actions have far-reaching consequences. The development of server meshing has been a complex and challenging process, involving cutting-edge research and innovation. Considered impossible by critics when initially proposed, it represents a significant milestone in the gaming industry, showcasing what is possible when pushing the boundaries of technology. As Star Citizen continues to evolve, server meshing will play a crucial role in delivering an unparalleled gaming experience, ensuring that the universe remains expansive, immersive, and richly detailed. Dynamic server meshing, where an individual server can manage the load of any object, even a single ship, is the next step in the evolution. This technology could ensure that thousands of players can exist in the same universe, interacting with each other and the game world in real time. The developer's goal is to have a single shard universe if technologically feasible. AI improvements are also on the horizon, aiming to make NPC behaviors more realistic and challenging. Server meshing has increased AI proficiency, but additional enhancements are needed. This means more engaging combat encounters, smarter enemies, and NPCs that react more naturally to the player's actions. This will elevate both the combat and interaction experiences, making every encounter unique and meaningful. On location, AI will have life schedules they follow, ensuring that walking through a city yields a dynamic, realistic experience. The Planetary streaming tech in Star Citizen allows for the creation of vast, diverse landscapes through handcrafted and procedural generation. This technology is constantly evolving, enabling the development of unique planets and moons with distinct biomes and ecosystems. The detail and scale of these environments are breathtaking, offering endless exploration opportunities. This is the tech that allowed Star Citizen to transition from a loading screen-heavy game like Starfield to a seamless galaxy that allows transition from planet to space and beyond, all without loading screens. New biomes are coming to the verse to increase the lifelike environments and further enhance visual immersion. Environmental realism is further enhanced by dynamic weather systems and environmental effects. Players will have to adapt to changing weather conditions, such as storms and blizzards, which can impact visibility and movement. This adds a strategic layer to exploration and combat, making the universe feel more alive and immersive. Looking ahead, future updates will introduce new star systems, further expanding the universe and offering fresh environments to explore. Enhanced player economy systems, new mission types, and additional professions will provide deeper and more varied gameplay experiences. The continuous development ensures that the universe of Star Citizen will keep growing and evolving, offering players new opportunities and challenges. The Star Citizen community plays a crucial role in the game's development. Player feedback and participation in events help shape the direction of the game, ensuring it meets the community's expectations and desires. Annually, Cloud Imperium hosts CitizenCon, a convention that celebrates the game and reveals new features and surprise gameplay reveals. The developers actively interact with the community through Spectrum, Cloud Imperium's Star Citizen-specific social media platform. Community-organized Bar Citizen meetups around the world continue to grow in popularity with developers and players talking ship over a glass of ale. Star Citizen is a groundbreaking project that merges advanced technology, dynamic gameplay, and a vibrant community. It ambitiously pushes the boundaries of what is possible in the gaming world. Though it's beyond the scope of this channel to speculate on the inner workings of Cloud Imperium, their budgeting, and resource allocation, the history of Star Citizen's development has been fraught with accusations of poor management, particularly during the early years. Massive scope changes limited progress. The company seemed to stabilize around 2016 with the introduction of planetary technology that allowed for massive worlds for players to explore. Around the same time, Cloud Imperium also benefited from acquiring many former Crytek developers involved in the development of CryEngine, providing a dedicated team capable of creating the exact engine necessary to facilitate a game of this magnitude. However, given the massive change in scope that the tech allowed CIG essentially restarted development. Originally envisioned as a relatively straightforward space simulation game, Star Citizen has evolved into a vast universe with unparalleled depth and complexity. The project's budget has ballooned significantly beyond initial estimates, funded largely by an enthusiastic community of player backers, many of whom have spent tens of thousands of real-life dollars on ships. Many criticize this funding model as predatory. I've linked a deep dive video about the nature of pay to win in Star Citizen in the description. Raising record-breaking crowdfunding money has made the game a target for negative media articles after years of delays. Despite often flippantly referred to as a scam during its lengthy and ongoing development, Star Citizen has delivered an expansive universe, albeit at a pace far slower than initially estimated. While it still has detractors, the technological progress and updates of the past year are perhaps slowly changing the narrative. Despite these challenges, the game has exceeded technological expectations thus far, coming together in ways that many thought impossible. Star Citizen stands as a testament to what can be achieved when ambition meets unwavering commitment, combined with adequate funding and a lack of external publisher demands or deadlines. The game continues to evolve, offering players an unmatched experience of exploration, combat, and immersion in a richly detailed universe. As the boundaries of what's possible in gaming are pushed further, Star Citizen remains at the forefront, embodying the spirit of adventure and discovery that lies at the heart of its creation. If you enjoyed this video, consider hitting like, sharing the video, and subscribing to the channel. There's a link in the description with a referral code. I really appreciate you. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the verse.